Well, my name's Kent, and it's my honor to, in some ways, get to be your voice today as we come together to remember and honor the life of Tami Sutherland. And that's what we're here for. It's a time that we can express some feelings and exchange some memories. It's also a reminder that even in a time of loss, that we're not alone, that we have others that join us on this journey of grief. And so it's good that we could come together. I have to say, these flowers truly are beautiful. But there's also great beauty in just the presence of each of you here today to remember and honor her life. And as we do so, she loved music, so we're going to pause and listen to another song at this time. wrote this beautiful tribute to her. Tami Lee Sutherland, fondly known for her warm heart and loving spirit, passed away on June 24, 2024. She was born on July 16, 1972 in Woodward, Oklahoma. Tami grew up in Duncan, Oklahoma, where she made countless cherished memories. Throughout her life, Tami's love for her family was evident in everything she did. In 2012, Tami married Thomas Wayne Sutherland, with whom she spent 12 years. Her children, Kyle Christopher Hood, Colby Ann Hood, Kaylin Nicole Hood, were the center of her world, and she found immense joy in being a mother. She also adored her grandchildren, Ruby Jade Osborne and Lane Martin Garrett, who brought light into her life. Tami was a woman of many passions. She loved gardening, thrifting, fishing, and simply being with her family. Her animals, who she cared for lovingly, were a special part of her life. Known for her caring and compassionate nature, she was always ready to lend a helping hand and share a joke to brighten someone's day. Her kind soul touched the hearts of many, and she will forever be remembered for her laughter, generosity, and unwavering love for her family. Predeceased by her first husband, Martin David Hood, her parents, Glenda Gale Lucas and Arthur Gordon Lucas, her aunt Peggy Jo Winton, and her grandparents, Tami now joins them in peace. Tami is survived by her husband Thomas, her loving children, Kyle, Colby, and Kaylin, and her grandchildren, Ruby and Lane. Her cherished sisters, Terry Lynn Martin and Tracy Leanne Owen, along with her aunt Vicki Malone, will hold her memory close, as will her extended family and friends. We will be going to the graveside following this service at Memorial Park Funeral Home and Cemetery. Tami will be missed dearly, but her legacy will live on in the hearts of all who had the privilege of knowing her, and her spirit lives on in the countless lives she touched with her love, humor, and compassion. Her memory will be a guiding light for her family and all who knew her. Beautifully written. Well done. Well, when we have a gift of love in our life, it is certainly a treasured gift, and one that means a lot to us. And I hope you can choose to take the good memories you have, and in a sense you can plant them deep into your heart, and there they can continue to be a blessing in your life and be a blessing in those with whom you come in contact. Helen Keller is attributed with a beautiful statement that I love at times like this. She says, "The best and the most beautiful things in the world cannot be seen or even touched. They must be felt with the heart." Growing up, Tami moved around a lot. Her dad was an oil man, her mom was in the same business, and there were the three girls in her family. Terry was first, followed by Tracy, and then Tami. And the three were close growing up. Growing up, Tami enjoyed playing basketball in those early years and was really good at it. She also made some good friends, like Marion Hodge, who was a friend she made in grade school, and later was like an aunt to the kids. Growing up, her mom was a good cook and passed that along to her also with some of those special recipes. Everyone loved her chicken and dumpling recipe, and Tami carried that forward as well. Growing up, they also loved going to their grandparents' house. After high school, Tami started having kids. Carl was first, and then 4 years later, Colby, and then another 14 months, and Kaylin. Tami loved her kids and did a lot for them. She loved them, and they loved her. There were some challenging times over the years, and I just said your name wrong, didn't I? It'd be Kyle. Yes. I saw y'all giggling. I'm going, oh no, I did something. Yeah, my old voice dictation got me on that one. But anyway, Kyle was first, then Colby and Kaylin. And Tami knew the name of all of her children. And she loved them and they loved her. There were some challenging times over the years. For a time, every weekend, the cousins would come over, and there were fun times on the weekends and good memories. They would do karaoke with the cousins, and Tami would wake them up for breakfast with annoying music. They also went on a vacation to Alabaster Caverns, and that was a fun time. There are also lots of memories with her and her music. She was known to annoy them with the music she would play, like Tiny Tim's version of Tiptoe Through the Tulips. Hopefully nobody else has a version of that but Tiny Tim. And the other song I had to listen to because I did not know it, and now I understand why I don't know it, but Boom Boom Pow by the Black Eyed Peas. I understand she would blare that song. Lots of good memories and fun times of her playing that song. She loved playing both of them. Tami did all she could to make sure that her kids were taken care of. She was a single mom of 3 kids. For several years, Tami was a customer service representative for several companies. They included AOL, Sprint, and Vive in Shawnee. She was really good at her job and enjoyed it. She was often the employee of the month. She did that work for years. You know, in life, there are several things that Tami just enjoyed over the years and enjoyed doing, like gardening. She enjoyed spending time every day in the garden if possible. She raised beautiful flowers and enjoyed her plants. She also grew some vegetables. She was always proud of her tomatillos. She also grew tomatoes and cucumbers and other vegetables. And she had all kinds of flowers. She was especially proud of her roses, but she would also have wildflower mixes. She just enjoyed her flowers. Tami did like being outside, and that included fishing. She also enjoyed using her metal detector and finding things like old coins or whatever. She found a lot of things in her yard and on her place and in the neighbor's place. The family would get together and get out their metal detectors and go over the land, and those were fun times. Tami also loved her dogs. She loved them so much. There was Domino and Little Girl, but her favorites were likely George and Lucy. They were her fur babies, and they went everywhere with her and meant everything to her. Marcy was another dog that was very special to her. She spoiled all of her pets and would take them places. She would give them every treat imaginable and also food from the table. Well, I've said it a couple of times, but Tami did love all kinds of music, country, rock, and music from the 80s. And she would play it loud in the car, or she'd blare it on the television, or she would carry a speaker around with her as well. It seemed as if she always had music going. Now, one of the things that's kind of unique to Tami that she really enjoyed doing was she liked to doodle. She was always doodling and drawing little things, and everyone loved those doodles. She had notebooks full of them. Whatever she was doing or what was going on in the background, she liked doodling with it. She would doodle when she talked on the phone or just when they were sitting in the restaurant. Tami also enjoyed going to garage sales and finding little things to buy. She liked watching television, and years ago she enjoyed Grey's Anatomy. 2 of the movies she enjoyed were Titanic and Memories of a Geisha. There was also The Curse of Oak Island and recently Emperor's New Groove. Tami also enjoyed food and going out to eat. They even owned a food truck for a while and went to some county fairs. She loved pasta and Italian food. Cazadores in Shawnee was a favorite Mexican food place for her. She liked their chili rellenos, and she also would make those at home. And she was a good cook. She made very good Cajun chicken, and manicotti was also delicious. She made good enchiladas, and of course, those chicken and dumplings. She also made good breakfast food. One thing, whatever she made had in common, is that it was likely not healthy. It might not be healthy, but it was very good. And she enjoyed cooking, and she would cook from scratch. And she had all the kitchen tools and appliances to go with it. Tami also had a sweet tooth. She was a chocolate fanatic and loved it, dark chocolate or any kind of chocolate. She loved Lindor truffles. She also liked frozen yogurt from Brahms. And if she went to Wendy's, she wanted a Frosty with fries. She knew how to do it right. She also made some sweets, and she was very proud of the cheesecake she made. Well, as you remember Tami, you probably remember her love for Mustangs. She loved a Mustang and had several. Had a yellow one. Most recently, she had a 22 Black Mustang GT, and she kept them all looking nice. She loved those cars, and she loved it when they sounded loud. She was known to drive fast and drive with their music blaring as well. Tami married Tami in April of 2012. They loved each other. They did the food truck some, and both were proud of that time. They made fried chicken sandwiches and spiral potato fries. They also liked fishing together. All marriages have their struggles, but they loved each other. Tami also loved her grandchildren and was very proud of them. She loved hearing about them. So many memories that you have. And while I know it's kind of unexpected to be here at this time, this is a time to remember those memories you have. And while the most recent ones are probably first in your mind because they are the closest to this time period, I hope they're becoming a window through which you can remember the entire life that she did live, and how she enjoyed life and people and was a loving person who knew what it felt like to be loved by others as well. And while she's no longer here physically, that doesn't mean you're alone. Not only do you have family and friends to join you, but you also carry with you the memories, the good memories that you have. And I hope you'll take them into the days ahead. And she leaves good memories. She also leaves characteristics worth caring for. Peter Stropel, an author who had some really tough times in his own life, once said, "Legacy is not leaving something for people, it's leaving something in people." And I think there's a lot of truth to that. And as you remember those characteristics you want to carry forward, among them might be the way that she loved to make people laugh, and how she could be a little goofy at times as well. You remember how she had a good heart. She cared for the people around her and those that she loved. And she was a very compassionate person. So many things to carry with you. Helen Keller also said once, "What we once enjoyed, we can never lose. All that we love deeply becomes a part of us." And so the deeper that love, the deeper the memories that you can carry with you. I think it's most appropriate that y'all took the time to arrange to have a pictorial tribute for her at this time. And as you remember those many years of life and living, I hope you'll appreciate these pictures and the memories that they bring back.
Looking back on the memory of the dance we shared beneath the stars above. For a moment, all the world was right. How could I have known that you'd ever say goodbye? And now I'm glad I didn't know the way it all would end, the way it all would go. Our lives are better left to chance. I could have missed the pain, but I'd have had to miss the dance. Holding you, I held everything. For a moment, wasn't I the king? But if I'd only known how the king would fall, hey, who's to say? You know I might have changed it all. And now I'm glad I didn't know the way it all would end, the way it all would go. Our lives are better left to chance. I could have missed the pain, but I'd have had to miss the dance. It's my life, it's better left to chance. I could have missed the pain, but I'd have had to miss the dance.
one single breath for granted. God forbid love ever leave you empty-handed. I hope you still feel small when you stand beside the ocean. Whenever one door closes, I hope one more opens. Promise me that you'll give faith a fighting chance. And when you get the choice to sit it out or dance, I hope you dance. I hope you dance. I hope you never fear those mountains in the distance. Never settle for the path of least resistance. Living might mean taking chances, but they're worth taking. Loving might be a mistake, but it's worth making. Don't let some helping heart leave you bitter. When you come close to selling out, reconsider. Give the heavens above more than just a passing glance. And when you get the choice to sit it out or dance, I hope you dance.
It's a willing, constant pushing
I hope you dance.
so long.
I hope
Tell
you
me
dance.
who wants to look back on their years and wonder where those years have gone.
I hope you still feel small when you stand beside the ocean. Whenever one door closes, I hope one more opens. Promise me that you'll give faith a fighting chance. And when you get the choice to sit it out or dance, dance. I hope you dance. I hope you dance.
It's a willing, constant pushing
I hope you dance.
so long.
Well, I know that even though the journey and the distance traveled with Tami is unique for each one of you, I hope a common characteristic that all carry is that they feel very thankful and blessed to have traveled with this one that you loved. And so as we step forward, it's just a reminder there's a lot of things in lives that we don't have choices about, but I would remind you that you do have a choice about your grief. And I hope that you will find the depth of love that matches that grief that you feel. And would you carry those good characteristics on into your life? Well, in just a few moments, we're going to be making our way over to the cemetery. We'll be going in procession, and the funeral home will help get us all arranged and make sure you know when we leave. We'll be going down to Memorial Park Cemetery. This does conclude our service today. You are dismissed.